Well, good morning and welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you've forgotten, Nurse Mark has written a
A
book and
book,
doing such a good. It's right. You think A F A,
AFA.
right?
Yes, you
We're gonna
too can put those letters after your name.
right.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sherry,
we
what's
have.
the
There we go.
requirement
Look
to
at
put
that.
those letters after your name?
The
None,
requirement is none.
none.
Exactly. You don't.
You're
There's no accreditation. There's no
no,
class.
you don't have to
There's
pass a
no
test.
trophy. There's no
No, you're
right. Here it is.
AFA.
And once you appreciate that, it's going to be
Yeah.
a lot easier. So this is really about love and
Hmm.
appreciation and really, really coming to the
Oh yeah.
understanding that you aren't what you do, you say, right? These are just outside stuff, the core,
Yeah.
in inward in that heart space, right? Where we're pure
Mm,
love. And that's it. We're here. We are here to
boy.
decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. So that
Yeah.
whole H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing. And guess what? Whatever
Boom.
way it takes you to get there, think about that. You need to embrace it. Cannabis has eliminated the box
Hmm.
that makes me think I have to think outside the box, right?
Right. Isn't that
So
funny? People say that all the time. Oh,
think outside the
oh,
box.
gotta think
Michael
outside the
Puff.
box. Well, guess what? How about if I believe there isn't even a box? Ah,
Yeah, right. So it's just like, and
yeah.
here we are, we're here to
Hmm.
bring you AFA love and plant wisdom and to educate and empower you all to make choices that are best for you. So I'm just so
Yeah.
grateful that Mark wrote this book because it has been completely 100% instrumental in my life, in my personal and professional
Mm.
development over the past year.
Well, I'm glad
Huge.
you got something out of it, Sherry. Honestly, I
Yeah,
that just makes me feel so good that you know it's not easy to share what goes on inside your head, right? On the outside, whoo, looking good. On the inside, sometimes not so much,
right. And so
and
the part that's just so brave and courageous is here you are, a veteran of the Marines. You've
mm,
done so much in your life, and you were able to come to a space of loving yourself enough to be open and vulnerable, to
yeah,
share a part of yourself that a lot of people keep hidden,
a lot of people, and
right?
for good reason, because
Right.
there's still stigma attached, just like our beloved cannabis plant.
Exactly.
Right? It's the same phenomenon. There's a stigma around it that is just silly when you bring it, when you look at it in the light of day. The stigma that's attached to both of these things, whether it's mental health issues or cannabis or any really positive drug, positive plant, all of those
Ethan
things.
Theogen, right.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. The
I mean, I
stigma
remember
attached, it's the same phenomenon, right?
it
It's
is the
just
same
silly.
phenomenon.
You bring it to the
It
light of day and then you look at it and you say, well, this is ridiculous. I don't agree with this anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So here it is, beliefs outside of ourselves, people tell us things, right? Truth is our experience. Our truth can change as our experiences
Oh,
change.
oh, my beliefs today are not the beliefs I had when I was 20,
Oh,
Sherry.
me neither. It's really weird to look
Isn't
back and I'm
it?
like, who was that person in that chapter of my life?
Ooh, I was deep in the story then.
Whoa,
Oh
and
yeah.
and
Waving
how
the
this
flag. Oh yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
and how the stories, a lot of them we carried through, right? All
Oh my
through the
gosh.
different areas of our lives, and they
Yeah.
were just reenacted with different people.
That's all it was. You're just living you're living the generational life. Just handed down
Exactly.
and handed down and handed down and oh yeah. Very, very
Yeah.
automated. Isn't it great not to have to live like that?
Is it
You can live
ever?
with choice and you can actually decide who you want to be in the world. Ah,
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah. And
that's what's in the book.
it's what's in the book. And that's the part that's so cool is, this book was written from your heart and you
Oh
include
yeah.
plant wisdom, you include the endocannabinoid system and all the
Hmm.
tools to nourish and support the endocannabinoid system. So
Right.
and it's a great read and it's easy to read. So I
It's easy. It's
encourage,
quick.
it is easy. It's quick. It's really
Oh
good.
yeah.
And it's like one of those two where I'm like, oh, what does Nurse Mark have to say today? Oh, look what Mark's bringing up.
Ooh,
So it's a good
he
one.
says,
I love it.
mm, eat your
Hmm.
Wheaties. Good morning,
Each
Beth.
Good morning, everyone. And the
Good
other thing too,
morning.
Nurse Mark, that you've done
Yeah.
that is so AFA, that is the daily love. How many men, okay, wait, just think about
Oh,
this. How many men wake up? Seriously, I don't really know very many. And this is why you're a huge
mm,
inspiration. Wake up
oh,
and meditate, look at books, look at self-help books, do the
hmm.
work that you've done, and then to show up every morning at
And
7 a.m.
journal too.
and
Don't
there you
forget
go,
journaling. Yeah.
journaling, and then
Yeah.
to share the daily love. So you choose a passage from one of your favorite spiritual
Oh,
self-help
so many
books,
great ones.
and then you read it and then you
Hmm.
talk about it. And
Hmm.
that's very inspirational, because here it is you're like
Isn't it crazy? It
you're the
started in a
man,
pandemic, you know? Yeah,
right?
exactly. Oh, well, I've tried, I think I've been trying for an awful long time to kind of counter that masculine ideal that we have in the United States, right?
Right.
I, yeah, so everything that I've done is try to balance out and have more of the feminine energy and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and that's
yeah.
what's so cool. You're the worshiper of goddesses.
I am. I am that. Yes. Yes.
I
Oh
love
yeah.
that.
Yep.
So, here we go. We have the wisdom from the
Hmm.
worshiper of the goddesses, who loves
Hmm.
humanity, who loves himself, who's writing books to help people. And he's going to share with us right now the daily love.
Oh, and then you've got some really good stuff to share.
Juicy stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So today the reading is called free. And anytime
Ooh.
that word comes out, I'm ready to go.
Right.
All right, so here we go. Hold on. I'm gonna just make sure that I can. Oh yeah,
See.
perfect. I am free to be the best me I can be. If I long for the feeling of freedom, I look first to myself. It does me no good to wish something outside myself could make me feel free. It truly is an inside job. Through the Spirit of
Mm.
God within me, I free myself from doubt, insecurity, hesitation, and anything else I may have let hold me back. Now, this is the one I love right here.
All right.
Thinking
Juicy.
small limits my life and locks me in a prison of my own making. Today, my world expands as I leave thoughts of inadequacy and doubt behind. I choose instead to believe the best about myself. I am confident, courageous, and strong. I am free to take the steps to create the life of my dreams. An exciting future awaits me, and I boldly take my place in it. I am
Mm.
ready to live my life to the fullest. Oh,
Oh. Oh God, that's so
oh,
rich. We'll probably skip
rich.
mine until tomorrow, because this is really
You
powerful.
want
So
to do?
think about,
Yeah, yeah.
like, all of what you just read is so powerful, and I can apply it to
Mm,
cannabis, right? So these
yes.
expansive thoughts,
Hmm.
cannabis allowed me, like I said,
Right.
to pull back and expand my ability to perceive information and respond in a different way.
Hmm.
Cannabis helps me to be courageous and strong, right? Why? Because
Right.
it showed me that it works in multiple different ways. The
Yes.
endocannabinoid system, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. The umbrella.
it's interesting. Cannabis has also helped me to live bold, right? To really pull back and to realize, with this plant entheogen, through those spiritual concepts that come
Yeah.
in so deeply that no one talks about, right? That spiritual stuff that they call woo woo. Cannabis
Right.
has helped me
And
to
we
bring
love
in.
woo woo, Sherry.
And I'm gonna, I
We're
do.
double woo. I mean, for sure. Big capital letter woo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
capital. Yeah. So it's really, really good. So free to be the best me.
Yeah.
Thinking small is inside that box, right?
It's a very,
Cannabis
yeah. And that's
gets rid
what,
of
I
that
mean,
box.
you've described your experience. That's what happened to you. All you could see was just this reality, right?
Mhm.
You'd been living it for
One
so
lens,
long. You had no hope, which is that
none.
first piece of how you feel better,
High.
right? It's the
Right.
first thing in getting high is hope. Boy, you
Yeah.
hope. And so you lived in that little world, and then
Yeah.
cannabis
Just opened up. The lens just got better. My pupils got
possibilities
dilated. Whoa.
possibilities appeared
Amazing.
that weren't there before cannabis.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was able to quiet areas of my mind. Cannabinoids help me to adapt to stress, to help me
Yeah.
to perceive a
All
different
that.
reality. You think of,
Mhm.
all the things it does in the brain and the body. Really, really, really powerful stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hopefully it helps you remember that you have podcasts on 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night.
hey, it's
Sherry,
called the
is there
brain
hope
loop.
for me? Is there
Of
hope
course
for
there's
me if I
of course there
continue
is.
along the path?
Yeah. You know what? There absolutely there is, because Mark,
Oh
you
yeah.
know what? You're AFA just the way you are.
And so are you,
You
Sherry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
So you
so
know
is
what?
everybody else who's listening right now. Now the
Exactly.
rest
So
of
if
the
you
world, we're not sure. But you
yeah,
guys definitely AFA.
definitely, definitely,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
I'm
So what do
kidding. The
we
whole world's AFA, Sherry.
I know the whole world
Yeah.
is AFA.
Hmm.
So, here we go. We have the ability to what? Perceive differently,
Yeah.
perception, look at
Yeah.
things differently.
Hmm.
And so this leads into Throwback Thursday,
Woo.
because think about how people perceived cannabis, right? It was the
Hmm.
perception of it before prohibition was pretty much wide accepted, right? You think about there was over 600 preparations of cannabinoids in pharmaceuticals, prior to 1937. Cannabis was in the US Pharmacopoeia. It was approved by the
It
American
was.
Medical Association. So you think about the perception of that, what the, it was just free. And then we have prohibition that steps in and completely alters and changes through
Hmm.
propaganda and media and the ability to really, I call it mind control,
Yeah.
through 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 things that are completely untrue, and really I look at this as the beginning of how our
Hmm.
system started to
Hmm.
fail, from the greed and the pharmaceuticals and the food industry and the paper industry and the politicians. And so here we are. Let's go back even further, Mark. Do we have a slide?
Ooh, we do, Sherry.
All
We
right.
do.
So
Hold on. Let's share
we're going to
this slide
really
up.
get back to history.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go to.
And the reason why this is important too is because I'm actually, Mark and I are going to be lecturing at a senior center, and it's going to be televised in Massachusetts. And, you have all these people that are in that age where they've been in prohibition their whole lives, right? So here, what are we looking for? We're looking for a miracle. A miracle is a change of perception, right? So we have this diagram here as cannabis is medicine. Um,
Hold on, wrong one.
yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
No, I think I
So
got the right one.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
actually
I
one in
do.
there just to grab.
I do
Yeah.
have it. Hold on now.
Yay.
This is.
So we have this cool graphic from
Yep.
Holistic Caring Presentation. One of the slides that are in there, I want to cover them because they're so rich and they have so much information. And
How's
it's just
that?
yeah, there you go. There's a couple slides right there. Okay, cool. Yes, we're going to go through them. They were all on the same page, which is fine. So
Hmm.
cannabis is medicine, right? It's been used as a medicine for thousands of years, originating in Asia. The earliest recording is somewhere between 4 and 5,000 years. However, people may have had cannabis around for over 10,000 years ago. Ancient civilizations such as China, Egypt, India, Greece, Samaria, which is the Middle East, had
Hmm.
records and artifacts of how they were using cannabis as medicine. So back in those early days, they used cannabis for pain, insomnia, nausea, appetite, digestion, inflammation, anesthesia, and a pathway to enlightenment. Woo woo. So people
Yeah.
also
Woo
used,
woo. Yeah,
right?
it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
And then way back, even in those times, is that people used to use hemp for, textiles, rope, fiber. They ate it, they drank it, they rubbed it on topically, they bathed in it, and yes, they even smoked it. So we're going back to those times because I really like utilizing cannabis for those multiple different reasons. It's really helped me to grow
It's
and evolve.
effective.
It's really effective. So now we got this another
Yeah.
slide, the 19th century to contemporary times, right?
Hmm.
What was going on there? The British physician.
Oh yeah, William O'Shaughnessy. He was very famous for his study of cannabis, and he was in India, and India has quite a lot of cannabis because, it's sort of cannabis originated in the middle of Asia, right? So it makes
Right.
sense that it traveled there pretty easily.
Quickly. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And so O'Shaughnessy came back and actually wrote a book about cannabis and his findings as to how it's a great medicine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really interesting. And so, you think about this, cannabis found its way to America, what, in the
Yeah.
late 1840s and
Yep.
1850s? And so, like
Hmm.
we had just said earlier, pharmacies carried tinctures of cannabis and herbs until the single molecule pharmaceuticals were created in the 1920s. So it was really
Hmm.
interesting how things shifted over time through prohibition. So yeah, so this is just a little bit of history, some hugs and nugs for you all. Like I said, we're presenting at a senior center, and I think it's really important. I'm trying to come up with this presentation to be all encompassing, but also just to be basic because I don't want them to go like this. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking,
It's always a balancing act, isn't it?
right,
Because
yeah,
you want to go deep in the weeds, so to speak, but
but they're not
you
there
really have
yet.
to gauge, right? They're not there yet. And
So I
so,
think, what do you think about this? Like
yeah,
everyone, listening, for the older folks that are plagued with reefer madness, what do you think about we covering a little bit of history?
yeah,
We cover what happens to people when they get older and what they're looking to, older
right.
people are looking to what?
Yeah,
Keep conscious,
right.
retain their cognition,
Yeah.
and be independent and mobile. So
Yeah,
right? And talking
yeah, I
about how
agree. One of the things, Sherry, it's been my experience when presenting is that the history actually is really important for people
rich.
to hear. That's what they say after the fact. They say, I had no idea that's how it
Yeah.
went down.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. There
So
we
when
go.
we can, I think that's like the first little chink in the armor of the stigma attached to it for a lot of folks,
Right. Yeah.
especially as the older generations, because they have been dipped in that negative
Yeah.
marketing the longest, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's a great first little chink to kind of get
Yep.
them to the point where they can say, wow, maybe it is a medicine. And it doesn't take
So
long. Once there's a
once
little
there's an
light that
effect,
gets in, whoop, pretty soon
once they
the
feel
whole
a
thing.
shift, yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah. Can
Yeah.
it get any better? Can it get any better? Can I get" a lot of older folks like my mom, the
Yeah.
topicals, "Wow, this helps, but I know it can
Yeah.
be better. Could it be better?" So same thing. So it's just leading them down that path to help them overcome the stigma and to
Listen,
be
it's
curious
education,
and to be
right?
yeah, it's good stuff.
It's what we do.
So what we're going to do too, think about this. We're going to be at a whole senior center, which is going to be great. We want to invite the seniors to our community, and we want to invite you to our community as well.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
green nurse,
Open to everyone.
open to everyone, to patients, to people, to providers. It's open globally.
People. It's open to people and
It's open
animals,
to
maybe. If
people.
they can get on the keyboard. Eh,
I've seen a few animals on the
yeah, you
keyboard.
go. Listen, if they can get on the keyboard and they can log in, create
Yeah.
a
And it,
password other than meow or woof. They can't use those two. Yeah, those are too easy to guess.
so
All right.
funny. But yeah, so the community is welcome to everyone. And I'm just going to tell you the benefits of coming into the community. One, it's free.
Hmm.
Two, it's off social media and it's uncensored.
Hmm.
Three, there's an introductory to cannabis course. Four, there's a patient portal with a free patient support group.
Hmm.
Five, there's all providers from all over the globe, and the platform is a platform that supports all the progressive tools that
Yeah.
have to do with the endocannabinoid system. So cannabis is a part of it, but there's so much more information.
So much
Yeah.
more, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
and a free book club. Free book club. Guess what? Book club starts on
yes.
Monday. Okay,
Woohoo!
so here's the really cool thing about the book club. You don't have to have the book to come to the book club. How cool is that? How many book clubs allow that?
Sherry, that's no box thinking right there.
Right? Right?
Right? Yeah. The box would have told you that a book club should include a book.
Exactly. So here's the thing. What if some
Yeah.
people just want to listen? Want to listen to get the synopsis and the
Want to hear
perceptions of
right.
other people?
Right.
Why not? It's still education and learning.
Of course.
And so you got to
It's
join
what
the community.
Clubhouse is built on, for God's sakes.
There you go. There you
Right?
go. That
You
makes
just get on
sense.
and listen to conversations that other people are having. You're like, okay,
Right.
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's so cool, is that we're going to be going through this book every 2 weeks,
Hmm.
a different area, a different chapter, and discussing it.
Yep.
And it's open to everyone. And this is another great way for you all to get educated in a space where you're going to be with health professionals, that
Hmm.
have, and Elizabeth, who wrote the book. I mean, what a better person to ask than the
God,
author.
absolutely.
Yeah. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Good
Good
stuff
stuff,
happening.
Sherry. Good stuff.
Yeah. So Thursday,
What
we
else?
are,
Throwback Thursday. What else you got to talk about?
you know what? I think we got it. I think, I
Yeah.
think it's a good
Oh, I
wrap
know
up.
a good Throwback Thursday thing is 1 year ago today, I interviewed my wife on a podcast, only we weren't husband and wife yet. And we were the only two who knew that the next day we were going to get married.
Oh my God. That's it. Tomorrow is the 1 year wedding anniversary
Ooh.
of Nurse Mark and
Yes.
Nurse Jamie.
And
That
Nurse
is going to
Sherry, because
be,
she was there too.
I was
So we were all,
there.
yeah,
Can I tell you, Mark, I remember we had a meeting, you and I,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
literally, it was like on Monday. Okay. And
yeah.
then basically you said, so what are you doing on Thursday? I was like, I don't know. We can have another meeting. He goes, I want to invite you to my wedding. My wife is getting off a plane at 3 o'clock, and we're going to get married at 4:20 on the farm by
420.
the ocean. And this is the first time, oh my God, my computer's blinking. This
Yeah.
is the first time that I've actually touched or kissed my wife.
We had
So
no physical interaction. We
so
courted 1,400 miles away from each other.
so
I
so
love
I
modern
think,
technology, Sherry.
well, so here's the thing too that's just so cool, is that you
Yeah.
both, there was no box for you to think
Oh
outside
my
the
God.
box.
No.
You were both open, you were both vulnerable, and you were
Yeah.
both willing to
And
jump
that's
out of
why
that
we didn't
plane.
let anybody know, because we didn't want anybody putting us into that box, right?
You go.
You can't
Yeah.
say anything, because what do you say when oh, you know what? We've known each other 30 days. We've never really been in a physical presence together, but we're going to get married tomorrow. My
See?
friends, they were like, I called my cousin. He lives in LA. I called him 5 hours before we were doing it, because if I gave him 6, he would have been on a plane. He would have been telling me, yo, brother, you're crazy. Yeah.
Right.
So, right.
Yeah.
But,
Good.
oh my God, Sherry,
I know. It was, can I tell
she's
you?
my
And
love.
I wore a cannabis dress. So what I'm going to do later, because this is really fun, I'm going to put up some photos and a couple of really cool videos of that day that you know me, I've got pictures, like I've got 1 terabyte of
Oh,
memory. And
you do. You really do document it well, and you're a great photographer. Holy good God.
so I'm going to put some of that up, because it's really, really a beautiful story. It is an AFA story. It is a story
That's an
of
AFA
love.
story. Hmm.
Yeah, and I love that
Yeah.
you and Jamie are writing your book. You
Oh
guys have
yeah.
started, your
Oh
book
my
is going to be
gosh.
so powerful. A love story. That's what it is.
Yeah.
COVID story.
A COVID love story. And let me tell you, when you have not had any experience with a person, and then you're with them 24/7 in a house because you both work from home, and all of these, let me tell you, there were some challenges, but oh
Yeah.
my God, what opportunities for us both to grow in relationship and be able to learn how to communicate.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
the key. That's the
Yep.
key, baby.
Exactly. So that,
Always.
truly, you both are inspirational. And
Oh.
the thing that, no, really, because it's, you know what I mean? It's like you're conscious
Hmm.
individuals
Mm,
that are living a conscious, loving,
mm.
emotionally intelligent life.
That is absolutely what we strive for every day.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the part that's
Yeah.
great too is you're open and vulnerable and you share.
Yeah.
And you know how many, it's just great. Power of example. This book,
Yeah.
the second book that you're writing, is going to be absolutely
Oh,
amazing.
oh
And
my
and I
gosh.
can't I can't wait to
That's
have my chapter, because
you. Oh,
I'm going to
you
be
have
in
a
it.
chapter. Absolutely. Home wife, work wife. That's a whole chapter unto itself. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
amazing. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
tomorrow
good.
is tomorrow is our 1 year anniversary. So that's great.
Well,
And
that is great. So quick question, can we have
yeah,
Nurse Jamie pop on with us for,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just have her stop in and just,
Yeah.
I think it would be really fun.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
of us
You know what?
together.
That's a good start to an AFA story,
Day.
because you're right.
Yeah.
That is definitely letting go of any restrictions, any stories that have been told about how things should be done, you
Yeah.
know. Great idea. Okay,
And,
we'll
and
do it.
and when you hear Jamie and when you see them together, you guys are going to be blown away. So I'm really
Oh,
excited. Yeah, oh yeah, and all
yeah.
three of us together. Holy schmoly, Jesus, we're off into.
Unstoppable. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why probably, you know, pandemic keeping us, away. That's probably good because we're just so energetic together.
I know, right? We could lift a hot air balloon.
I think, oh my God, we could. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
All
we're
right,
getting silly,
folks,
guys. We love you all.
we do.
Happy Throwback Thursday. You have
Throwback
the freedom.
Thursday,
You have
19th
the
of
freedom.
August.
Yeah.
Yes.
Think
Yes.
it,
Remember,
chance,
you're free.
thought.
That's right, Sherry.
You are
That's
free.
right.
And here's why you're free. It's
Mhm.
because you say you are. Number one.
Yes.
And really, really important for you all to remember it is about living your best life and helping others do the same. We love you guys. Have a great day.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.